Book a private jet. Stop being a tightwad. Okay, I'm just kidding. That's like the most jerky thing I could possibly say. If you have to travel for work, you've got to get on a flight. Obviously, shutdowns are happening. I've got a hack for you. Since I am a jet broker for the people, which is weird because how do I sell jet brokers for the people? This is going to be a totally different post than I normally do. It's going to be a bit of a market update. I'm going to give my feedback on what's been going on. 8 airports where the FAA is imposing flight limits are among the 25 busiest for private jet users. What the stock market is doing, when the government shutdown will end, what Trump's been saying, what's actually happening in private aviation. So that's what we're going to cover. Hopefully my Gen Z editor can make this look cool and not dorky. I will put all of the airports that are affected by FAA reductions, the specific ones for private jets: Dallas Love Field, Fort Lauderdale, Hobby, Dulles, Las Vegas McCarran, Chicago Midway, Salt Lake City, and Teterboro. Obviously, if you're flying in a private jet and you're coming into the DFW area, you're not gonna land at DFW. You're gonna be landing at Meacham, you're gonna be landing at Addison. Think about it this way: if they also service commercial aviation flights, then you don't want to fly in there. Even places like Teterboro, for example, are suffering from hour to hour and a half delays, it sounds like, on the tarmac. We jokingly say that anytime there's some mild inconvenience in commercial aviation, I call it job security. I'm always like, hey, I'm good with delays, cancellations, deplaning, all of that, because it's job security for me. Someone's gonna buy a jet. Here's the basics. The air traffic controllers haven't been paid since October 3rd of 2025. So the FAA said, all right, we gotta reduce flights. You've probably seen on social media, the lines, TSA lines, the lines of the planes stacked, flight aware. It's terrible. I know someone personally that was like, do not fly if you can. And unfortunately, I've got to go look at a Phenom 100 this week, and I've got to go take a look at a Challenger 850. And your boy flies public again. Broker of the people. Carriers have had to cut flights down by 4%, closing at 10%. Now, there's good news. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I always look at this, follow the money. I just look at what Vegas is saying. Follow the money. What's the stock market doing? It's going up. We had a vote. It was 60-40 in favor. I'm hoping the government will open up sometime later this week. Obviously, commercial aviation has just taken the biggest hit, but there have been delays in private aviation. There's been an uptick in charter. I'm a member here. I won't gatekeep. I love his data. I have something similar called Jarvis that I do, actually building an app for it. It takes a guy that says, hey, I've made a little bit of cheddar now. Should I charter, jet card, fractional, or whole ownership? I'm building that out. It's client interfacing. Family offices and ultra high net entrepreneurs that use me use Jarvis to like audit. There's just still so much confusion. Anyway, I digress. This is not an infomercial. FlexJet, for example, is the second biggest operator in the United States behind NetJets. So basically just government shutdown has said, okay, so we need to use our private jet, which is crazy. FX Air Group had a 56% jump in flight legs last month, meaning October. That's wild. We've seen a big spike recently in charter inquiries online, many for the first time looking for guaranteed access when the airlines can't deliver. It used to be 80%, now maybe closer to 70% of people who can afford to fly privately choose not to because they like saving money. I talk more people out of buying jets from me than I talk into buying jets from me. It is a value proposition. It is not just to flex on your friends. They didn't become wealthy by throwing money into a stiff breeze. Okay, so ultra high net worth family offices, entrepreneurs, business owners, the people that run our country, the people that run our businesses, they are smart with their money, okay? So they're gonna use it wisely. So there was this huge majority of people that could afford to fly privately and who didn't before COVID, and then they jumped on board. They're like, okay, forget this, I'm not flying commercial, I'm not wearing the mask. And so they started flying privately. Hey, I'm all for it. If you're like actually gonna take this serious and you're not just one of my college roommates that's gonna troll me online, and you actually are one of my clients that are gonna be booking charter, book as far out as you possibly can. If you try to book day of, day before, the prices are gonna go up 20-30%, especially in this small window. So if you have some place to be this week, book now. Go on clairaviation.com, request a charter, we'll quote it for you. Again, not an infomercial, just helpful here. And the FAA has said that flight reductions won't ground private jets, but they will tighten the system. Basically, if you are at one of those airports, you need to be thinking of repositioning your aircraft. If you have a broker, you have a pilot, they'll know where to go. Basically, anywhere there isn't a commercial airline is a good place to go. I don't know where Trump is going with this, but he said any ATC traffic controllers that showed up for work should be bonused about 10 grand. Better than sharp stick in the eye. I don't think that anyone in Congress should get paid while the government is shut down. Let's make that a thing. I will put the list of all of the 40 impacted airport codes down below so you can take a look. Even if you're booking private, book in advance. Don't go in major hubs. Stick to the outskirts. Holler, Rich Boy, if you have any questions on the private side of things. If you want to book something, obviously holler. That's it. See you guys in the next vid. Yada.